have found the Genesis frequency. This is Dr. Stephen J. Kosmyna welcoming you in to another episode of a show that focuses on your whole life prosperity and success. Whole life prosperity and success by cooperating with the universal laws that are available to each and every one of us. This is Quantum Leap Goal Achievement, Radical Personal Transformation, Whole Life Prosperity and Success. Now, stay tuned for another exciting episode that'll move the needle in your life from where you are now to where you want to be. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever, I should say, time of day it may be, wherever you are in the world when you hit that play button. So glad you did. Welcome into another episode of the Genesis Frequency Podcast. I am Dr. Stephen J. Kosmyna, Dr. Cause and Effect coming at you. And it's an exciting episode today for me. Anyway, hopefully it is for you too. It's a little bit more personal, a little bit different. We're still about the same thing. We're still always about whole life prosperity, helping you move from where you are to where you want to be, whether it's for you as an individual or within your organization, your business, your corporation. Today is a little bit more personal, and it's a little bit more visionary, and I'm welcoming you into my world as I often do. And today I want to share something exciting that my wife Tanae and I have been building behind the scenes, something that in many ways is a natural extension of the work we have already been doing for years and years and years. The work we've been doing in leadership development, personal development, goal achievement, and transformational coaching and transformational counseling. So today I want to officially introduce you to the Emerald Coast Longevity Clinic. Now, before I go any further, let me say something clearly right from the beginning. We are not leaving the work of leadership development. We've been immersed in this for years. This podcast is in its 8th year. The company, Success Ocean, that I started was started in 2013. So that's 13 years ago now. That is not being abandoned. We are not abandoning personal growth, leadership development. We are just moving deeper into transformation. We're not moving away from helping individuals and organizations become more effective, more focused, more productive, and more fulfilled. Goal achievement is clearly still our foundation. In fact, we're actually going deeper into the work of transformation. Because after years and years of working with people, with organizations on personal goals and professional goals and life vision, we noticed something that came up over and over and over again. See, when we move into an organization, whether it's with a group of people or an individual, and we're working on enhancing performance and productivity and profitability and priority management, and we look to goal achievement, we look at whole life prosperity. We look at the wheel of life and every area, spiritual and ethical, physical and health, social and cultural, mental and educational, finance and career, family and home, and legacy. What do you want to leave behind? Really 7 areas. And we always, in the beginning, we do a goals workshop, no matter what program we're facilitating. And as we begin any program, we encourage every individual to set one personal goal and one professional goal for the course of the program. And again, after working with people on their goals, personal and professional and life vision, we noticed this and we just kept noticing what came up over and over again on the personal side of the fence. Over and over again, weight, energy, confidence, vitality, health, overall health, self-image, the desire to just feel better, to move better, to live better. And honestly, many people were not simply struggling with productivity and leadership. They were struggling and are struggling physically. And physical struggle affects everything. Think about it. It affects confidence, it affects energy, consistency, your emotional state, focus, motivation, relationships, performance, even your spiritual outlook, everything. And the more we work with people, the more we realize something very important. You just can't separate personal transformation from physical well-being. The physical well-being has to be an element in any goal achievement or transformation program. So this is really the next evolution of our work. Again, we're not abandoning a single solitary thing. Now, what excites me about this new venture is that this is not simply about weight loss, weight relief. It is that, but it's not simply about that. It is certainly not about becoming another trendy telehealth company operating somewhere anonymously online, hiding behind a keyboard. That's not our vision. Vision is something much more personal, much more transformational, much more community driven. Emerald Coast Longevity Clinic will be a physical location based in Okaloosa County, Florida. We have the entire county. We have rights to the entire county. And this is a place where individuals can come in, sit down, be seen, be heard, be supported physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, and begin a journey toward a healthier, more energized, more empowered version of themselves. And here's why this matters to me personally. Now, many of you who have been with me over the years listening to this podcast and coming to some of my lectures and watch some of my videos or followed me on social media, many of you know pieces of my personal story. You know that I've gone through major health challenges in my life. You know that I've had to overcome, and I share with you through this podcast and through my programs the elements of personal and professional development that have worked for me, that I've applied and taken action on in my life, that I've modeled and demonstrated. So you know that transformation for me is not theoretical. It's personal. And recently I went through my own journey of weight relief and health improvement using prescription support and physical movement. I a year ago I was 70 pounds heavier than I am right now. And as I moved into the maintenance phase of my program and long-term thinking, I began searching and looking out there. What's going on? What are some alternatives? Because people tend to ask me when I move about physically, when I get out there and network, which I'm doing more of now. I'm really getting tired of everything on Zoom and not getting out and meeting people. And I was a little self-conscious about that, but getting out there and knowing that people say, "Hey, what's your secret?" Well, there isn't one, but what have you done? Because people ask me what I do because of this line of work I'm in. And and so I needed to think about the long term and think about what am I doing for maintenance and how will I sustain this? Something natural, something sustainable, something without the side effects. That's the big thing that many people struggle with. I'm in every group there, and that's all I see people talk about is side effects. And through that whole entire process, we discovered an entirely new world of non-prescription wellness support, peptides, recovery technologies, and vitality optimization. And the more we researched, well, the more we realized this really fits perfectly with the transformational work we already do because people do not simply want to lose weight. There's maybe an element of that group that does, but they want to reclaim life. They really want to reclaim their life. So what we will offer, let me just share a little bit about what Emerald Coast Longevity Clinic will focus on initially. One of our primary areas will be, of course, weight management. I like to call it waistline management, right? Weight release and long-term maintenance. But again, not just through products alone. We're approaching this differently. We are combining guidance, programs, education, accountability, mindset work, community. Remember the old Weight Watchers? They used to get to, I think some of them do, used to get together and just talk and share. Well, we want to include personal development too, and wellness support, and silly dancing, and wellness, healthy drum circles, and qigong, and on and on and on it goes, and some talks and groups and community and networking and recipes and all that kind of all integrated into one experience. And yes, we'll be offering non-prescription GLP support toolkits designed to help individuals manage appetite, cravings, and weight goals naturally and effectively. And one of the things that excites us most is this: no prescriptions, no harsh side effects, extremely effective, no complicated telehealth hoops to jump through, just practical wellness support combined with coaching and accountability. Beyond that, there's another important part of this vision that involves something many people don't talk about openly after weight loss, and that is skin tightening and body confidence. This is about restoration. A lot of individuals lose weight successfully, but still don't feel comfortable in their bodies. So we'll be offering medical grade skin tightening technologies designed to support the body, the physical body, during and after transformation. And again, this isn't vanity, this is confidence. This is self-image. We know the role that self-image plays in personal and professional development. We have to hold the image. We'll never move beyond in the outer world, the image we're holding of ourselves internally. So this is helping people fully embrace the results they've worked really hard to achieve. Whether it's prescription or non-prescription, there's not an easy button. You got to put in the work. You got to want what you want. You got to exercise. You got to watch caloric intake. There's a lot of things to keep your finger on, keep your pulse on, keep taking the pulse. We're going to move further beyond that too. We'll also be introducing powerful, natural, non-prescription pain relief support because pain affects quality of life. And when people hurt constantly, well, guess what? They often stop moving. They stop engaging. They stop participating fully in life. Let's face it, think about it. When you're hurting, you don't feel like doing a whole lot of stuff. I know I have family members like that. I know myself and those in my age group. It's like I go to the gym, muscles pull or ligaments tend to get strained a little bit easier. And once you're sore, once something that takes a little longer to heal now, once you're in some kind of pain, you kind of sit still for a while, right? Stop participating in life. And our goal is to help people regain movement, vitality, and confidence naturally, whenever possible. So this is exciting stuff. And another major area of focus will be pharmaceutical grade peptides. I mean, this is a thing now. So look around you. Peptides are becoming one of the fastest growing areas in wellness and longevity science. And while many people are just beginning to hear about them, guess what? These compounds are already being explored for recovery, vitality, performance, sleep support, inflammation support, cognitive support, and healthy aging. And what we appreciate is that this field, this whole entire field aligns beautifully with our overall philosophy, helping people optimize life rather than merely surviving it, right? This life is not meant to be a funeral dirge from beginning and I'm making it to the end. I made it to the end here, yay. No. So the difference, transformation, not transaction. Let me talk about this for a minute. And this is what I truly believe will truly make Emerald Coast Longevity Clinic different, unique in the marketplace. We're not interested in simply selling products. We are interested, profoundly interested in helping people transform. That's the difference. Because products without mindset change rarely create lasting results. I've been about that from day one. Mindset has got to go through a transformation as well. I always talk about be, do, have, body, mind, spirit, right? And how they're interrelated, connected, and that we need alignment. Temporary motivation fades, right? But identity transformation changes lives. So yes, there will be body analysis reports. That'll be the entranceway. There'll be consultations. There will be suggested action plans, but there will also be conversations, deep conversations, support, education, accountability, mindfulness sessions, healthy rhythm circles, group meetings, and transformational coaching environments, and programs to enroll in if you want to go further than that. Because you know why? When it comes down to people heal better in community. We do a tremendous amount of one-on-one work. We started out doing one-on-one work, but people and we've seen this over and over again. People heal better in community. People heal better when they share with others, when they interact with others. People grow better when supported. People sustain change better when they feel seen. What we're really building is what I would call, and have called for a long time, but when it comes right down to it, I'm thinking, what are we really building here? It still goes back to square one, and it's whole person transformation. Mind, body, energy, confidence, purpose, vitality, community, performance, and honestly, this is not separate from leadership development. Think about it. We will move this into the corporate space as well. It is not separate. In my mind, it cannot be separate. It's about wholeness. This is leadership development lived physically. Because leadership always begins with self-leadership. Said that from day one, even since we've become franchisees of Leadership Management International. Leadership begins with self-leadership, and it begins from the inside out. And self-leadership includes health, discipline, energy, consistency, emotional state, self-image, and follow-through. Consistent daily habits, right? So we are still early in this process, our vision moving forward. I just want to share a little bit with that, but I wanted to share, and I wanted to get this summed up in one of my episodes here because this is absolutely huge. So we're in the early process of this, investing a tremendous amount of time and resources and finances in this. We're in the onboarding stage of this, and we're building, we're learning, we're growing, we're partnering with a team of medical doctors. We're partnering with peptide associates. We're partnering with non-clinical, uh, just a whole array of marketing teams and meeting with teams and planning systems and architecture and all of that. And we're building, we're onboarding, we're creating experiences right now, but I can already feel it all come together, the vision forming. And what excites me most is not simply the business potential being a solopreneur, an entrepreneur, and always looking at opportunity. We live in a world of infinite potentiality and opportunity. But really, 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 really excites me beyond all that, it's the impact potential, helping people feel hopeful again, helping people regain confidence again, helping people reconnect with possibility again. That matters deeply to us, to both of us. So if this resonates with you, stay connected. This is an invitation because in the weeks ahead, we'll be sharing much, much more information, services, programs, educational opportunities, community gatherings, and eventually free body analysis consultations with personalized wellness recommendations. And this is just the beginning. And, we're doing this local, we're brick and mortar, but there's some things that will be available as they always are by going to successappointment.com and just having a consultation, confer, geez, tongue tied today. The excitement gets me like that. Just having a conversation with me and talk about what you want for your organization. Maybe we bring a whole wellness program into your organization, into your company, into your small business, whatever that may be. We work on professional goals and personal goals all at the same time, bringing all of this with us. We can't separate it, right? So I want to leave you with this thought. Transformation does not begin when life becomes perfect. Remember that. Transformation begins the moment a person decides, I am ready for something better. Better energy, better health, better vitality, better habits, better confidence, better life, a better me. And sometimes the greatest thing we do, the greatest thing we can do is stop settling for survival, just a place in that funeral march, in that funeral dirge, and begin intentionally building vitality. That's what it's all about. Begin intentionally building vitality, deciding. So that's going to do it. That's an exciting announcement for today. We look forward. We're going to do some of these podcasts together, Tanae and I, and we're going to keep moving forward. More and more certifications to follow to support you along this path and transformation, whole life transformation. So you've been listening to the Genesis Frequency Podcast. Again, this is Dr. Cause and Effect, and I encourage you to reach out. Successappointment.com gets you my calendar opening up in your time zone, and we can have a talk about all of this. So that's going to do it for today. Thank you so much for listening in. I'm excited to move forward to share with you as we grow and evolve this. And again, reach out. Let's talk about it. Share this podcast, this episode, share all of them, but share this one with your friends, with your neighbors, with those looking to make a difference in their lives, personally and professionally. Again, this is Dr. Cause and Effect. You've been listening to the Genesis Frequency Podcast. We'll see you next time. And I wish for you an infinitely spectacular day. Bless you.